Welcome to the Advanced Software Design course. I want to take a moment to congratulate you for stepping away from your day-to-day in order to focus on deeper skills. We're going to be taking a deep dive into many aspects of software design, and you may be pushed hard. You may have to think harder than you have in a long time. And so I'll encourage you to be proactive about reaching out to me or the other course staff. I'm going to start off with a story, and it's a story about stories. So I'm writing a novel, and I work hard in it. When I bring it to my friend, he says, "Jimmy, this is not very good. The plot makes no sense. The characters are cardboard." And I go back. I really work on every page. But when I bring it to my friend, he says, "Jimmy, still not good. The plot makes no sense. The characters are cardboard." And then I go back, and I pore over every single paragraph, and I wordsmith. And now the page is brimming with beautiful metaphors and amazing references. And yet, when I bring it back, the same thing happens. So what happened here? There are multiple lenses through which we can view this allegory, but the one I want to focus on is the mismatch between what I was being told and what I was doing. Plot, character, these are not things that exist on the page. There is no place in Harry Potter where it says that Harry is a brave individual who always protects his friends, and yet he would break suspension of disbelief if you were to see him running from a mouse. Plot and character are organizing patterns defined off the page that influence the text throughout. And as an extreme example, say you're a Game of Thrones fan. Then, if we took these scripts for the final season of Game of Thrones and reshot it in a backyard, it would be awful. But then if we poured in more money and we ramped up the production values up until the point where we get the season that we actually got, it would still be very bad. Because you cannot improve text one page at a time, and so it is in text, it is in software. Software design does not exist in any function or any file. It is an organizing pattern. We'll be exploring software design deeply, at a very high level, and at a very low level. And when we talk software design, all these terms come up, like information hiding, coupling, encapsulation. To write great software, we must understand these qualities deeply enough to put the good qualities into our code, and not get tripped up by the edge cases, and not fool ourselves into thinking we have a quality we don't. And yet this is hard to do, in part because so few of these terms are well understood. So over the course, we'll be exploring many of these terms deeply. But today, we're going to focus on what is code knowledge.
Same simple solution. And that when people ask me how to write object-oriented code, I give them one small piece of advice. I say, make smaller things. That's all it is. Make smaller classes, make smaller methods, and let them know as little about each other as possible.
I ask people, how do you do that? What does that mean? Some tell me, it means that code knows about another module if it can access the internal state of that module. And I say, well, does that mean that if you build your program to be pure and not change state, that there's no code knowledge whatsoever, there's nothing to do here? Or maybe they tell me that code knows about a module if it's using function that module, if it's importing it, depending on it. And I say, well, is there a way where if we remove all explicit references to a module, that actually makes knowledge problem worse? And is it possible for code to have knowledge of something outside the program? Can code know about your business process? Can it know about the tax rules? The more adventurous might suggest that code knows about a module if a change to that module could change the code. And then I say, well, can code know the value of pi? That is not going to change. By the end of this lecture, you'll have a crisp definition that will let you answer all of these in the affirmative, and will let you identify and fix code knowledge in your applications. But to get there, first we're going to have to learn how to see the code beyond the code.